Are you constantly tired no matter how much you sleep? Feeling anxious for no reason? Getting weird muscle cramps? In this video, I'm going to reveal the 5 warning signs that your body is desperately screaming for magnesium. And trust me, you absolutely have to know this, because ignoring these signs could be sabotaging your health every single day. Hey everyone, and welcome to Revitamen. Today, we're diving deep into magnesium deficiency, one of the most common nutrient deficiencies that nobody talks about. We're going to cover all 5 critical signs your body is giving you, but make sure you stick around until the end, because sign number 1 is the one that changed everything for me personally, and I guarantee it will shock you. This is the sign that most doctors completely overlook, and it could be the root cause of problems you've been dealing with for years. All right, let's not waste any time. The first major sign we need to talk about, and we're starting with a huge one, is sign number 5, chronic fatigue and low energy levels. Now, I know what you're thinking. Everyone feels tired sometimes, right? But I'm talking about that deep, unshakable exhaustion where you wake up tired, you're dragging yourself through the day, and even after a full night's sleep, you still feel like you've been hit by a truck. Let me explain why this is so critical. Magnesium is directly involved in energy production at the cellular level. It's required for your body to produce ATP, which is essentially the energy currency of every single cell in your body. Without adequate magnesium, your cells literally cannot produce energy efficiently. It's like trying to run a car without spark plugs. The fuel is there, but it's not converting into the power you need. Studies show that up to 75% of people are not getting enough magnesium, and fatigue is one of the very first signs your body gives you. If you can just address this one deficiency, you'll already be ahead of most people who are dragging themselves through life wondering why they have no energy. And if you thought that was eye-opening, you have no idea what's coming. The final sign we'll cover, sign number 1, is something that affects millions of people, and most have no idea it's connected to magnesium deficiency. It's even more critical than fatigue. Okay, moving on to sign number 4, which is muscle cramps, spasms, and twitches. Have you ever had that annoying eyelid twitch that just won't stop? Or maybe you wake up in the middle of the night with a painful Charlie horse in your calf. Or perhaps you're an athlete and you get cramps during or after workouts. These are classic magnesium deficiency symptoms. Here's what's happening. Magnesium plays a crucial role in muscle relaxation. You see, calcium causes muscles to contract, but magnesium is what allows them to relax. When you don't have enough magnesium, your muscles go into this hyper-excitable state where they're contracting and twitching involuntarily. It's not your body's internal balance between contraction and relaxation is completely out of whack. And this isn't just annoying, it can be painful and disruptive to your daily life. Athletes especially need to pay attention to this because magnesium is lost through sweat. So if you're working out regularly and not replenishing your magnesium stores, you're setting yourself up for cramping, poor recovery, and decreased performance. I've seen so many people suffering with these symptoms, trying different stretches, drinking more water, eating bananas for potassium, and nothing works. Why? Because they're missing the magnesium component. When you address the magnesium deficiency, these cramps often disappear within days. It's actually remarkable how quickly your body responds. Now let's talk about sign number 3, and this one affects so many people: anxiety, stress, and poor sleep quality. This is a big one, so stay with me here. If you find yourself feeling anxious for no apparent reason, if your mind is racing at night when you're trying to sleep, if you're feeling stressed and overwhelmed even when your life circumstances aren't particularly stressful, magnesium deficiency could be a major factor. Here's why this matters. Magnesium is nature's relaxation mineral. It regulates your nervous system by controlling the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. It also activates your parasympathetic nervous system, which is your body's natural calm-down mechanism. When you're deficient in magnesium, your nervous system becomes hyperactive. You're essentially stuck in fight-or-flight mode. Your body is perceiving threats that aren't really there. Your stress response is on overdrive, and you can't seem to turn it off. This affects your sleep in a major way because magnesium also regulates neurotransmitters that are involved in sleep, particularly GABA, which is your brain's main calming neurotransmitter. Think about it this way. If your nervous system is a car, magnesium is the brake pedal. Without enough magnesium, you're driving through life with faulty brakes, unable to slow down and relax. Many people are taking sleeping pills or anti-anxiety medications when what they really need is to address this fundamental nutrient deficiency. Studies have shown that magnesium supplementation can significantly reduce anxiety symptoms and improve sleep quality. In one study, people who took magnesium before bed fell asleep faster, slept more deeply, and woke up feeling more refreshed. That's the power of getting this mineral right. And now we're getting to sign number 2 on our list, which is another incredibly important one: irregular heartbeat, heart palpitations, and cardiovascular issues. This is something I see people ignoring all the time, and it's potentially very serious. If you've ever felt your heart skip a beat, or felt it racing for no reason, or experienced that fluttering sensation in your chest, you need to pay attention to this. Now, obviously, if you're having heart symptoms, you should see a doctor immediately to rule out serious cardiac conditions. But here's what most people don't know. Magnesium is absolutely critical for heart health and normal heart rhythm. Your heart is a muscle, and like all muscles, it needs magnesium to function properly. Magnesium helps regulate the electrical signals that control your heartbeat. It works alongside other electrolytes like potassium, sodium, and calcium to keep your heart beating in a steady, regular rhythm. When magnesium levels are low, these electrical signals can become disrupted, leading to irregular heartbeats, palpitations, and in severe cases, dangerous arrhythmias. But it goes even deeper than that. Magnesium also relaxes blood vessels, which helps regulate blood pressure. Low magnesium is associated with high blood pressure, which is a major risk factor for heart disease and stroke. It also helps prevent the buildup of calcium in your arteries, which is a key factor in arterial stiffness and cardiovascular disease. Some cardiologists call magnesium nature's calcium channel blocker because of how effectively it protects the cardiovascular system. Here's something that really drives this home. Studies have shown that people with the highest magnesium intake have up to a 30% lower risk of cardiovascular disease compared to those with the lowest intake. That's huge, and yet magnesium deficiency is incredibly common, and most standard medical checkups don't even test for it properly. The standard blood test for magnesium only measures what's in your blood serum, which represents less than 1% of the magnesium in your body. You could be severely deficient and still show normal levels on a blood test.
If you're experiencing any heart irregularities, even minor ones, please don't ignore them. Get checked out by a doctor, but also consider whether you might need more magnesium in your diet. This is something that could literally save your life. And now, the moment you've been waiting for. We're about to reveal sign number 1, and this is the one that ties everything together. This is the underlying issue that could be causing multiple problems in your body at once, and most people have no idea it's happening. The number 1 sign that you need magnesium right now is chronic inflammation and weakened immune function. This is the big one, and here's why it's so important. Magnesium is one of the most powerful anti-inflammatory minerals in your body. When you're deficient, your inflammatory markers go up across the board. We're talking about C-reactive protein, interleukin-6, and other inflammatory cytokines that are associated with virtually every chronic disease known to modern medicine. Heart disease, diabetes, cancer, Alzheimer's, autoimmune diseases, they all have chronic inflammation as a common factor. Here's what happens when you don't have enough magnesium. Your immune system becomes dysregulated. Instead of mounting appropriate responses to real threats like viruses and bacteria, it starts overreacting to everything. You become more susceptible to infections because your immune system isn't functioning optimally. But at the same time, you also develop more inflammation because your immune system is in this hyperactive state, attacking things it shouldn't be attacking. This creates a vicious cycle. Inflammation depletes magnesium even further because your body uses up more magnesium trying to deal with the inflammation. And as magnesium levels drop, inflammation increases. It's like a downward spiral that affects every system in your body. Think about all the signs we've talked about so far. Fatigue, inflammation causes fatigue. Muscle cramps, inflammation affects muscle function. Anxiety and poor sleep, inflammation affects your nervous system and brain chemistry. Heart problems, inflammation damages blood vessels and affects cardiovascular function. They're all connected, and magnesium deficiency with resulting inflammation is the common thread linking them all together. Recent research has shown that people with chronic inflammatory conditions have significantly lower magnesium levels than healthy individuals. And when they supplement with magnesium, their inflammatory markers drop, sometimes dramatically. In one study, people with chronic inflammation who took magnesium supplements for just 3 months saw their C-reactive protein levels drop by over 30%. That's a massive reduction in systemic inflammation from one simple intervention. But here's the kicker, and this is what really changed my perspective on this. Modern life is actively depleting our magnesium stores. Chronic stress depletes magnesium. Processed foods have had the magnesium refined out of them. Agricultural practices have depleted magnesium from our soil, so even healthy foods have less magnesium than they did 50 years ago. Medications like proton pump inhibitors for acid reflux and diuretics for blood pressure actively deplete magnesium. Even excessive alcohol and caffeine consumption depletes magnesium.
We're living in a perfect storm of magnesium deficiency, and it's contributing to the epidemic of chronic disease we're seeing today. This is why I'm so passionate about getting this information out there. Addressing magnesium deficiency could be one of the single most impactful things you can do for your health. So now you're probably wondering, okay, I have some of these signs. What do I do about it? Great question. Let me give you some practical steps. First, focus on magnesium-rich foods. Dark leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard, nuts and seeds, especially pumpkin seeds and almonds, legumes like black beans, whole grains, dark chocolate. Yes, dark chocolate is actually a good source of magnesium. Avocados and fatty fish. Try to incorporate these foods into your diet daily. Second, consider supplementation, but be smart about it. Not all magnesium supplements are created equal. Magnesium oxide, which is the cheapest and most common form, has very poor absorption. Look for more bioavailable forms like magnesium glycinate, which is gentle on the stomach and well absorbed, magnesium citrate for those who also need help with constipation, or magnesium threonate if you're specifically looking for brain and cognitive benefits. Most adults need between 310 and 420 milligrams of magnesium per day, depending on age and gender. But if you're deficient, you might need more initially. Start with a moderate dose and work your way up because too much magnesium at once can cause loose stools. That's actually your body's way of telling you you've reached your limit. Third, reduce things that deplete magnesium. Manage your stress through meditation, deep breathing, or whatever relaxation technique works for you. Cut back on excessive caffeine and alcohol. If you're on medications that deplete magnesium, talk to your doctor about whether you should be supplementing. And finally, be patient. It can take several weeks to rebuild your magnesium stores and start feeling the benefits, especially if you've been deficient for a long time. But when it kicks in, the difference can be life-changing. Better sleep, more energy, less anxiety, fewer muscle cramps, better heart health, it's all connected. So there you have it, the 5 critical signs that you need magnesium right now. We covered chronic fatigue and low energy, muscle cramps and spasms, anxiety and poor sleep, irregular heartbeat and cardiovascular issues, and of course, the most important one, chronic inflammation and weakened immune function. These signs are your body's way of telling you something is wrong, and magnesium deficiency is one of the most overlooked causes. Now, I have a question for you, and I really want to know, which of these signs were you experiencing? Were you surprised to learn they could all be connected to magnesium deficiency? Be honest and let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I love hearing about your experiences. Also, if you already tried magnesium supplementation, tell me what changes you noticed. Your story could help someone else who's struggling with these same issues. If you got value from this video and you want to take control of your health naturally, do me a huge favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the next video.